cutting across to images coming in of Prime Minister Modi currently in Kiev has met with the Indian diaspora. These are the images that you see on your screens there of the massive Indian diaspora in Kiev welcoming Prime Minister Modi. He is currently at the Hyatt Hotel and next will be meeting with President Zelensky, a bilateral expected there. This is a very brief 7-hour stopover essentially at Kiev, but an extremely crucial one as India will be in fact sending across a message of peace both to Russia and to Ukraine. Prime Minister Modi there seen with the Indian diaspora, indulging them in selfies, meeting, shaking hands with several of them as you hear chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai in Kiev. There's a large Indian diaspora there and several medical students at this point also from India who've travelled to Ukraine, who remember were in fact moved out, evacuated out of Ukraine at the peak of the conflict, at the peak of the war. And of course the efforts taken by the Indian government on that step also is deeply, greatly appreciated. The Prime Minister will be, after this meeting with President Zelensky, he's also expected to interact with the Indian medical students there to understand the difficulties that they're facing in continuing their education in the face of this conflict that continues between Russia and Ukraine. We'll connect with Gaurav Samant in just a bit to get you all the live updates from Kiev, as Gaurav has been getting you exclusive voices from the ground as well. But these are first images that you see on your screens of the Prime Minister with the Indian diaspora. Speaking to them, you can hear Bharat Mata Ki Jai chants. Let's play out for you the audio as well of that interaction. Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Oh my God!
सर आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है सर हम लोग अपलूत है
There you have the Prime Minister greeting every single person there, thanking them for this welcome, thanking them for all of the supporters, all people there reaching out to shake hands with Prime Minister Modi, clicking selfies with him as well. This is at the Hyatt Hotel where the Prime Minister is meeting with the Indian diaspora. Next, as part of a 7-hour visit, he's going to be meeting with President Zelensky, where there will be bilateral talks. The Prime Minister has already essentially set the tone of exactly why he's visiting Ukraine in Poland, which again was a hugely historic visit. The Prime Minister there sent a message saying this is not the time or the era for war, and that this conflict has huge global repercussions, and that there must be peace that prevails through dialogue, through diplomacy. And that's largely been India's stand through the war, through the conflict for the last many months, as we've stressed on the need for peace. India plays a huge role also in reaching out to both Russia and Ukraine. We're at the rare space where we're in conversation and in dialogue with both countries. Very few countries have actually managed to do that. Very few leaders like Prime Minister Modi have been able to visit both Russia and Ukraine in a span of 6 weeks. And that tells you why we have a rare opportunity here of playing mediator of sorts. And that's why the global community will be watching this visit by Prime Minister Modi very keenly, hoping that there will be a larger role that India is able to play in getting both Russia and Ukraine to the talking table. There was a message 6 weeks ago that the Prime Minister sent across to Russia saying that any kind of violence is simply condemnable, and it happened at a time when there were reports of a strike that happened in Ukraine on a hospital, and the Prime Minister didn't shy away from making a mention of that in his meet with President Putin. Here too, with President Zelensky, the Prime Minister will send across a very clear message that India is on the side of peace, that India condemns any form of violence, and that's why whatever help Ukraine needs, India is by their side. India is their friend in this conflict. A very important message that will go across. And the Prime Minister, for the next few hours, remember this is a 7-hour visit, he is going to be putting the focus, of course, on the Indian diaspora, on their needs, on addressing their concerns, considering that they're living through this conflict, they're witnessing it firsthand. But also crucially, there will be that meeting that pull aside with President Zelensky. And President Zelensky will be counting on the Prime Minister's support, will be counting on India's support in this war. There has, of course, been meetings that have taken place previously also in a time of this invasion, in a time of war between President Zelensky and Prime Minister Modi. But this one perhaps is the most crucial of them all, considering it's happening in the conflict-hit zone of Ukraine.
भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय। सुंदर सुंदर भाई, उत्तम भाई, वाह भाई, वाह भाई, वाह भाई,
Oh my God.
सर आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है। सर हम लोग कपलूत है, गदगद है सर। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, बहुत शुक्रिया।
Okay, and as we get you these images of the warm welcome for Prime Minister Modi in Ukraine with Bharat Mata Ki Jai chants by the Indian diaspora, let's get you some of the ground reports filed by Gaurav Sawant from Kiev, showing you what the impact of the war, of the conflict has been for the people of Ukraine.
Images behind me in the capital of Ukraine, Kiev, are truly heartbreaking. When I came here for the first time in February 2022, before the war started, this place behind me was a green patch full of soft green grass and lovely flowers. More than 2 years down the line, more than 900 days after that war, when I've returned to Ukraine, there isn't a blade of grass here. All you see are flags of Ukraine and several other countries, legions, mercenaries, soldiers who've made the supreme sacrifice of their lives fighting Russia's war on Ukraine. Each flag here denotes one soldier killed in combat. And there are not hundreds and hundreds, but thousands and thousands of flags here. And every day, new flags are added to this list. What is also heartbreaking when you look at these images here are pictures of young soldiers killed in combat. Letters from their girlfriends, letters from their wives, letters from mothers to their children. Each letter more heartbreaking than the other. It's a very important meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. They've met several times in the past on the sidelines of G7, for example, recently in Italy and before that in Japan. But this meeting, face-to-face, one-on-one, here in Ukraine sends out a very important signal and message, especially after this meeting comes after the 8th July meeting of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. The fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has travelled to Ukraine for this meeting, along with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, is an indication how seriously India is taking this conversation with Ukraine. And it's not just about building bridges of peace, looking for peace here, but the redevelopment of Ukraine, where India can play a very important role. Before this war started, there were about 18,000 Indian medical students who were studying here in Ukraine. Another 5,000 strong Indian diaspora, Indian businesses engaged here, whether it was in pharmaceuticals or the hotel industry or construction industry or various other industries here. Those Indians are virtually the living bridge between India and Ukraine. Ukraine is very keen that the number of medical students that has dwindled from 18,000 before conflict to under 5,000 now. Indian medical students continue to come here because they're an important part of the economy here. Ukraine is an education center. Virtually every city in Ukraine has universities. For example, the Shevchenko University here in Kiev, the Kiev University, the Kiev Mohila University, universities in Kharkiv, seen as an educational, medical education hub, universities in Odessa, universities in other parts of this country. So they need Indian students, they need Indian business, they need Indian investment, they need Indian manpower, both skilled and unskilled, to work, whether it's on their agricultural farms or for reconstruction of this country. So many avenues where India and Ukraine can cooperate. Ukraine says they've shown in war how a country which is less strong can still, take on a very powerful adversary using what is known as disruptive technology. Drones, for example, sea drones, which are an absolute game changer. So that is the kind of technology that Ukraine is also offering to India in case the relationship improves considerably and is taken to the next level. That's the effort of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and perhaps the president here, Volodymyr Zelensky.